Welcome again, everybody, to the next installment of our Heroic Imagination Project as we take another look at Jack Talcott, the origins of the war within Jack. Welcome again to the next part of our saga of the insanity that rages.
I'm
That's
sure
it.
I'm sure it's been that way in the past, brother. We live in a fucked up world, man. People are cruel. They don't know what they're doing. And they don't know what they're doing because they're not paying attention, and then they don't think about what they did. All they remember is what someone else said or what their opinion was. Everyone's in.
And Jack's going to fall right into it here because as he came up to Paul's panel in the what I believe it was his first appearance there the other night, he came up offering solutions. This is one thing that Jack has not brought forth yet, and this is where it gets called out on. I believe it to be the next night or so.
Insane. It's not
Well,
their fault, but it is.
What do you exactly propose, Jack, that you can take actionable steps now, moving forward? We only have the now, right? So how do we take the proper steps forward to transform these people, as you say, that need, I have, this is not a shot at you. I'm not taking a shot at you at all. I have yet to hear the solution, and so I'm interested, or I'm open to it myself personally. And so lay it on us. What's the solution?
Thank you. I think we're getting close. I did mention it, but I didn't really get a chance, or it hasn't been well explained. Seriously, this lie and deception of money. This is our lifetime to break the generational trauma and the systemic karma that's been built into us, into our spirits. We've got to stop our reactions, our karma, and we got to take control of who we are. But we have the knowledge today, right now. See, in the past, this money system, it profits from trauma, literally. That's why trauma has been ignored and misdiagnosed throughout our society. No one understands the minds because children were taught not to think. We've been brainwashed. I was a product of our society. I think all of us are.
Yeah, were, still are, in varying degrees. There's levels to this shit.
Yeah, but we got to change the society that created us, because I know my life, it wasn't that pleasant. And I know there's a lot of people who are truly suffering right now.
And again, I don't think Jack understands that in order to be able to change that society, which is almost an impossibility, you must first be able to and willing to change yourself. That is where all changes begin.
Do you think that you do that though from within through first yourself and then your house and then outward?
Great questions. And yes, I started within. I started within me, and seriously, I'm not a religious man. Buddha was an excellent teacher. There's many, many excellent teachers. Jesus was the perfect teacher as far as I'm concerned. But God, faith in yourself. When we lack faith in ourselves, when we lack faith in ourselves, we lack trust in others, and we lack faith in God.
So I want to point out here, Jack is consistently reaching out for everybody's help because he doesn't have faith that he can do it himself. Therefore, that's why he doesn't have trust in anybody that does offer him help, and proves that he doesn't have faith in God. Otherwise, he would stick to his words and bring a solution instead of sit here and babble.
We've
So
been
then,
taught.
Mr. Talcott, by that explanation, then you would have to trust me and what appears to be madness to you because you have true faith, so you said.
I absolutely trust you, and I see no madness. I see controlled.
And this is where he lies. The supposition that absolutely. See, this is where we get people in the language. A man is limited and biased by his own vocabulary. And when they construct it in such forms like, oh, you can trust me, or absolute trust. I absolutely trust you. Things like that. No, you better pay attention to what they're really saying. Because this man doesn't trust anybody and nobody trusts this man. And that's inherently right. We're not supposed to be trusting in each other. Yet this is what he offers, is trust. He's supposed to be that spiritual, scriptural being, yet he's offering trust. And again, the scripture tells us not to be doing so. The trust remains in God.
I see chaos that could be a little more refined and
So
almost
there you go, Mr.
without
Talcott.
desire of control. You control.
So I'm going to
man.
let you in on something. Someone today, this is so synchronistic and serendipitous that you brought this up. Someone today said that they wanted me to create moderators on my channel to stop the chaos. And I said, oh no, I'm into dangerous freedom. I want more chaos because I'm a chaos theorist, Hegelian dialectic. I allow the problem and the chaos to be created, right? I allow the reaction to happen, and then I show you the solution. I use their tools, like you said earlier. I use their tools in their system against the ignorance, right? So please have trust and faith in me that when I'm mirroring certain things and I'm just so good at doing it that really my heart is not in that space. God judges you by the energy of your heart, not by some broadcast presentment that I've told you, I've given you proviso is under an entertainment.
Amen,
It appears
brother.
that somebody summoned a demon. I believe there's a demon in the broadcast with us now. Oh, I think it's gone. So yeah, Mr. Talcott, please have faith that a lot of the time I might be performing just a bit, right? I always tell the truth, even when I lie, Mr. Talcott. Remember when Scarface said.
And so we have Paul giving Talcott the comprehension and understanding agreed and accepted as he sits there and shakes his head and says, I know that it's just a bit non-bit. What is the issue with Jack going around to the other panels then and running his mouth as if though this metaverse hurt him somehow, or that Paul is such a bad character or anything? Because somebody held him up to his responsibility of bringing the solution and quit lying.
They need a bad guy. They like to hide and lie and point their fingers and say, I'm the bad guy, right? So I always tell the truth, even when I lie, even when I'm performing, there's a reason behind it. And it's to create or highlight not create a problem, to highlight a problem, to get a reaction, and then create the solution. So I just, again, Mr. Talcott, it's because I'm beyond a quadruple threat that I'm so convincing in my performance many times. Folks get to thinking that I am what I'm mirroring. But if you know me individually, personally, right, I'm actually a very loving and humble and caring and compassionate man, as you put it, so much so that I find myself not able to be in a lot of situations because it's too burdening and overbearing for my emotional space, right? Some would call that an empath. I don't call it that because being empathetic is not fucking special and unique. All you folks out there who think you're going to create a marketplace of calling yourself, and I'm an empath. I'm an empath. Hold on, I'm spinning, Mr. Talcott. Do you see me? I'm an empath. Yeah, it's not special or unique to be empathetic. It is in a world where the majority of motherfuckers have cremated their care, right? Doing rituals and the such.
Paul, you're saying all the shit I want to say, but I'm too polite.
Like I told you, Mr. Talcott, like they say in the song, right? The occultist, the Rolling Stone, said, "What's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Use all that well-earned politesse while I lay your soul to waste."
Jack placates that he wants to be polite. Jack's not so polite, is he? He's quite narcissistic and controlling on his panel and stuff, and again, believing that everybody's out to hurt him while he's the only one that anybody can trust. And you got to change your ways so that he can trust you, and in order to be able to help him. It's just total narcissistic Dunning-Kruger, whatever you want to call it. That's insanity.
Right? They were talking about Shaitan and Lucifer the deceiver. We've been too kind and polite for too long.
Yes.
Predator don't understand kindness and love. Predator only understands predator language and predator energy, if you want to call it that. It's called strength and inspiration and empowerment. It's not really predator energy, see, because it's predator when it comes from them, it's violence. When it comes from me, it's force. They are not the same. One is a violation, one is a response. Okay? So again, go try getting with the wolves and the bears and showing them love and compassion, and watch what they do with you.
I'm trying
Okay.
to right now, man. You are a bear.
It's not working, sir. Is it working for you here? Because it ain't working out there and it ain't working here, right? I have the compassion with passion. I don't need all the kindness and politesse and the adoration. I have enough of that right now, especially right now. When there was a time no one was looking for me, I couldn't buy it. Now I got it from everybody. I'm not interested, Mr. Talcott.
Right.
I'm walking my walk.
Can I explain my intentions instead of your imaginations?
My intentions instead of your imaginations. So here's the first accusation, like we had with Lou Cipher. Good old Mitchell, in his first appearance, was an accusation against this sovereign citizen spell stuff. You're going to dispel this or that. So again, you know, it's the ad hominem stuff and the name calling and separative thought process within yourself before anything that Paul's doing, as far as I see. Yeah, Paul will stop you and interrupt you and stuff, but only because you start talking and saying bullshit like Jack. Listen up.
I know your intentions. I'm not arguing the
No,
intentions.
please
I'm saying
don't
I think
presume.
we have it.
Please
Okay,
don't
go ahead.
presume.
Clarify the intention.
What you just described as your skills, yes, you're fucking excellent, man, at what you do, at seeing the truth, using the truth, showing and exposing the lies. You're excellent at it.
He's excellent at it. He just admitted that he does a great job and everything. He recognizes what Paul's doing. He does a great job at it, but it only applies to everybody else and not Jack. Not Jack. You can't make anything attributable to Jack. Jack won't take any blame. Nothing is Jack's fault. His life is a joke, and it's our fault. We're the circus clowns, and he's in the circus. Not by choice. We're forcing him here. He's up on these panels and stuff and doing this stuff because we're forcing him. You understand that concept? This is how insane this man is. This is how insane it is to think that somebody else could hurt you on this internet. Get the fuck off if you think it hurts you.
I'd love to talk to you privately or personally, because in my personal life, I could use someone like that, because I keep getting ignored, and I'm not a man to be ignored, and I'm
not a man to be ignored. Excuse me? Excuse me? Maybe that's why they claim that you're a dangerous person. Maybe that's why they claim you're a danger to yourself or others in some manner, shape, or form, because you're not the man to be ignored. See, this again is one of them part of that narcissistic trait. He's been contented all of his life by people ignoring him and telling him he wasn't worth this or that. Likely his mom and dad, his dad telling him he wasn't going to be worth shit, whatever. I don't know. It's generally the tendencies that narcissistic people grow up in capacities where they're always told that they're no good, so that somebody's berating them all the time. So they have to think above and beyond that stuff and put some kind of remarkable element in themselves that says they're better than everybody else and it doesn't hurt them. Yet here he is on the internet claiming that it hurts. Where did they touch you, Daddy?
There are you. And I need someone who's willing to be not ignored and actually dig for truth.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Can I ask you something, Mr. Talcott? Do you think there's a difference why folks not only don't ignore me, they're attracted to me and chasing me down? Do you think that there might be some difference in why we're co-creating those results? Do you think maybe it might have something to be rooted in being polite and kind, but not being ultimately authentic and genuine?
And I'll remind everybody, it was only because Jack associated with Paul here that he now has any kind of numbers in his channel whatsoever. But it's only because people of a like feather flock together. So imagine how big that group is compared to those that are true boots on the ground people actually doing shit. It's fucking astounding.
Can you accept it's just simply two different paths?
I can listen. Can you accept it? You're the one here telling me who I need to be and what I need to do.
No,
I'm
not telling you to do anything. There's no control from me whatsoever, brother. I'm offering feedback, reflections, observations, nothing more.
Okay.
I am see here's something else I want to point out to you. Right? You are a brilliant man. You described yourself perfectly about embracing the chaos and the purpose for the chaos. Well, guess what? I'm a man of peace. I'm here to teach you balance a little better. And
he's going to teach Paul balance. The guy probably can't balance his own damn checkbook. Can't balance anything in his life. He's proven this. His life is falling apart around him, and he's barely clinging on. And he's going to come up, and the solution is he's going to help Paul balance himself. You see how ridiculous this is getting? That's his solution, is to help balance or help Paul learn how to balance himself so that then he can turn around and help Jack with a solution that Jack supposedly has but hasn't said anything about yet. He's only explained what the problems seem to be.
How much more balance could I have than what the scripture says? I come with a care and love in my heart and a sword from my tongue. I come to bring peace, brother. And I also come to bring division. Did you not see me talk to Larry and the other man the other day? Completely centered, balanced, loving, and kind because he came correct. So that is pure balance.
Yes.
Balance is a warrior in the garden, Mr. Talcott. I'm as balanced as you can be.
Please forgive my presumption that I needed to teach you anything, okay? That was rude of me. It wasn't asked for and it wasn't intended to be.
And yet here he is today professing that exact thing. You see how, again, ridiculous this is.
You're disrespectful because you're a beautiful teacher, man. And I'm not kissing your ass. I'm just making observations. So in my personal life, I see a path to use those who are slaves in the system based upon their positions, their jobs, you know.
Yeah, them good using relationships as he's talked about. See, I'm not here to use those slaves. I'm here to help them understand what the positions are and what their parts are in it, and that they have a duty to uphold. And I understand that duty, but at the same time, they have a greater honor to the spiritual presences that we present in this world. There's a distinct difference. It's not about me. It's not about Paul. It's not about Jack. It's about principles of how we're supposed to be treating each other. How come this isn't Jack's message? Jack's not got that kind of a solution.
Their slave masters, where they provide for their families at. I know people in the right positions who can help us. Speak to the public servants who are responsible for changing the laws, right?
Who can help us speak to the public servants? No, why don't you speak yourself? Again, he's placating that we need to group up and get this done, and that's not the way it's going to get done. Like he said, he first went inside himself. That's what you've got to do. You've got to go inside yourself. I won't disagree with that. The problem is that once Jack went inside himself, supposedly, and found all this stuff out, now he thinks he knows everything, and he hasn't come down off of that high cloud and realized there's much more to it than what he thinks. And he's standing up there like a narcissistic dumbass in this Dunning-Kruger effect. And one of these days, he's going to fall flat on his face, and ain't nobody going to be there to help him because he's pushing every last one of them away. It is narcissism. This is the paramount property of personality characters that help them in their separative propaganda tactics. They know the ego, they know narcissism, they know how it works. And there's a certain phase in your life when you start learning things that all of a sudden you think you know things. Get over it.
Rules. These people can get to the other people and say, hey, let's end the wars. We've decided we're going to change the rules and play things better.
We've decided we're going to change the rules and play things better. No, the rules change over time according to the way people act. You can't just all of a sudden one day stand up and say, we're going to change the rules. You have to put your shit into action. Okay? You don't just group together and say, hey, we're going to change the rules. It's never worked that way. Actions speak louder than words. You have to be proactive and enforce it through those force majeures, the higher truths, the main principles. Without those principles, you're not going to do a damn thing.
Simple laws, right? Truth is the law. The law is love. We stop overcomplicating this shit together.
No, see, that's the thing, Mr. Talcott. There's a difference between overcomplicating and oversimplifying, right? So you can say I'm overcomplicating, you're oversimplifying. Love is not all that we need, right? Sorry to tell you and all the folks out there frolicking in the field that an
And real quick here, while we're talking about folks out there frolicking in the field, you're watching this video, go ahead and get on over to Paul Unslaved and subscribe. Also get on to Proper Instruction Motivates People. That's the current channel that he's streaming on. His original channel is the Paul Unslaved, and he's also got another channel, The Willing Few. Go check out Paul Unslaved and get right with yourself, people. Get right with yourself.
And emotion, energy, and motion of love is not all you need. You need true care, will, and discipline to be active. If not, your love doesn't mean shit to me. Right? See, I'm a loyalty over love, Mr. Talcott. That's what the streets taught me. I'm loyalty over love, right? Love will get you killed. Love will get you killed. Right? We can have love and share love. I don't care what you used to be. Please stop talking down to me. I'm not interested in being like you. What can be taken, what is given first must be taken, Mr. Talcott. And I didn't ask you to make me more like you. You just told me you're not getting good results in your life. I'm getting good results in my life. So why would I want to take your advice and get your results?
And that's an exactly perfect point. If you're getting good results, the other guy is sitting there professing that he's not getting good results. He's being ignored, this and that. Why would you want to join up with him and change to help him to up his numbers? That's a very detriment to yourself. And this is the thing this kind of man needs, is he needs other people to bow down instead of raise him up. Because he's already above everybody else. He already believes he knows better. Most basic narcissistic trait. Jack didn't come in here with any other intent.
Why would you not? Why would you not?
Why would we not want to help somebody like that? Oh, gee, I'm here. I'm going to drag you down, and in the end, you're going to have to change your ways and falter and let me latch onto you so that I can drag you down. So why don't you just do it? It's just fucking stupid, Jack.
Not want to listen at least.
Because I like getting beneficial and desirable and co-creative, enjoyable, and inspiring and exciting results. I don't like getting ignored, as you put it, by everybody.
I did. Whoa, please. I'm not asking you to be ignored. I'm asking you to help me stop being ignored.
No, I know that's the thing. You're trying to ask me, you're trying to use me to get you somewhere while telling me I'm not who I need to be. It's a little bit ironic and hypocritical, don't you think?
No.
That's all he's going to look for, is a using relationship. Those are the best. He can't deal with anything else. He's got to be able to use you. This is what Paul's not letting anybody do. This is what I don't let anybody do. You're not going to use people, not me anymore. This is the main principle of this whole thing. Quit using each other. Use the truth.
No, I don't think that, and I'm sorry that you do, because if you could see a little gratitude in what I'm offering, the respect and care and compassion, if you could see that, you know, then maybe you wouldn't be so offended when someone says, "Hey,
I'm not
let's work
offended,
together."
Mr. Talcott. I'm not
Forgive
offended, Mr. Talcott. I told you we can work
Forgive my
together,
poor judgment.
but I'm not going to work together. Sure, again, there's nothing to be forgiven because you haven't done any wrong to me, right? I perceive that you have a misperception about either yourself or me or both, and I don't align with what you're communicating it to me. There's no energy and motion behind it.
I know. I intend no offense. And actually, if you'd be
I got that,
comfortable,
Mr. Talcott. I have no reason to believe. No, Mr. Talcott. See, this is again your disempowerment. I've never once yelled at you. I've never once come down on you. I told you I love you and care about you. I told you I'm willing to build and grow and work together. What else do you need from me? You're not getting what you need from me, apparently. And therefore you're like drawing this out, right? So, and then you're like flipping the script as if you're a victim or as if I'm being defensive. I'm shooting straight, calling it as I see it, speaking the words out based on what you're saying and showing. And then I sit back and listen.
You see Jack nodding his head in agreement.
Right?
Can you trust? Please, can you trust that my actions are not to cause you offense? I'm not like the other guys coming on to argue with you. I'm not.
But their actions can't offend me either, right? Because they know not what they do and who they are. I know who and what I am. There's nobody that can tell me more about me than me because I have knowledge of self. I've displayed it.
I know. My offer to leave the show was just so you guys could talk about whatever you wanted. I mean,
well, we could talk about whatever we want now, Mr. Talcott. I'm choosing to talk to you because I want to take this through and I want there to be some sort of finalization and closure. And I want us to sort of leave on good terms without necessarily us agreeing, because I don't know if I have to agree.
Man.
That's the thing, right? It's like we may not agree here today, but we can leave on.
But we could agree.
We could, but I'm choosing not to because that is my choice, and I'm not aligned with what you're putting forth. So I wish that I was, but I'm not. So I'm going to stand on that, right?
Okay. Are you able to define your objections, or did I say?
I just did.
Yeah, he just did. And now Jack is trying to cling on to. He's just throwing some shit out there to ask about so he can try to have time to think about something else. He's clinging on. You already told him, listen, you already said that you're being ignored. I already told you, I'm successful. People are drawn and attracted to me. Why would I want to hook up with somebody that people ignore? That sounds kind of detrimental to me. I don't want to do it. Jack is still insisting, well, why not? Why not? Why wouldn't you want to? As if though he needs help, and that's the only reason Paul should need to do this. And yet, equity does not aid a volunteer. You have to be able to get up and do something for your own goddamn self, Jack. Pure and simple. The last thing he's willing to do.
List. I was calling them out one by one as they were coming up, and I don't have them written down, so I can't refer back to them. But if we rewind and listen back.
No, well, I'm wondering about the future. I mean, what do I do from here then? If
again, Mr. Talcott, why are you coming to me asking what you should do in the future when you already told me that you need to help me be more balanced?
I didn't say those things you think, okay? So here's what I
well, the guy below you is shaking his head, so he heard the same things. He's having the same experience as me. Okay. I don't know if anyone else would like to share their experience.
Sure. If you're not going to accept my words, yeah, you're going to agree with you.
You're right.
Well, yeah, we all heard him. Tell Paul he's going to teach him how to balance his life. That was Jack's solution for this particular situation, as if though he was bringing a solution to Paul as the solution he offered. Now, as he gave him a solution, Paul's automatically supposed to help Jack out and help him with his solution. It's not the way it works, Jack. You're a fucking idiot. You really just need to shut the fuck up.
Mr. Talcott, because actions speak louder than words. If I was to accept everybody's words who presented themselves to me, I would be a fool. Well, we can't talk about actions because actions are actions. They're not talk. So you'd have to show me your actions, and then we could talk about the actions.
I don't know what can be shown to the unwilling.
Are you willing? Are you willing?
Is there anything I can show you that would prove I'm a man of action?
Sure, stand on your rights and freedoms and be willing to sacrifice rather than tell me to do less because I'm egoic.
Check. So now what?
Like I said, bring it to my table, show it to me privately, right? Either in person, in our everyday experience, or in the work that you've done, and we can co-create and build together. But don't presume that I'm going to alter who and what I am, because like I told you, Paulie learns the hard way in life.
I know.
Sorry, I'm just so hard-headed, man. I know, but that's I learned best that way, Mr. Talcott.
Dude, words
right? I'm not that smart.
Words create
you know, I'm not. Yeah, I know. I'm not so good at creating my own reality. You're here and a part of it. You're here a part of the reality I created, asking me to help you create your own reality. But again, you're going to teach me about how our words, thoughts, emotions, and actions create our reality. So again, I'm not too sure where the miscommunication or misunderstanding is coming in. It seems to be on your end, misperspective. But again, I'm always willing to co-create and work together. We don't have to agree to do that, like Zachary Hubbard says, but you got to come correct.
Have I not? I mean,
you have to come correct, have I not? When you come forth offering solutions and then don't give them solutions and then say, well, the solution is that you got to learn how to balance your life. That's the solution. Now you got to help me. This is just fucking stupid, Jack. You really can't play this kind of shit out in your mind anymore. It's not realistic. Pure and simple. Get over it. Learn how to be a man. Start doing things for yourself. Quit being so codependent on everybody else for anything in your life.
You know, here and there. It's there's some tightening up we have to do. I feel, and again, maybe this is where we're at an impasse because you feel I need to tighten up. I feel you need to tighten up. Maybe here's how we. No, hold on, I got it, Mr. Maybe like the universe often does, we need to take a little bit of what each other has and incorporate that into our lives. So I'll be fair and equitable. Maybe you have a little bit of something that I can use. Maybe I have a little something you can use. I'm open to that and willing to receive and experience that if it's organic, right?
Brother, that's what I'm hoping for. Okay. And
see, I don't hope, Mr. Talcott. I have faith.
Well,
I think that's the main difference between you and I, right? I
have the faith to take action, to keep coming on your show, trying to get your attention. You know, sacrificing my own time when I could be doing working on my own stuff.
And so here he is a year in, and he's still sacrificing his time. Is that it? Is that what he's doing? Sacrifices in his time? Because whether he's on Paul's panel or not, the general topic tends to be quite a bit about Paul anyway. So is he sacrificing his time when he's discussing Paul, whether he's on Paul's panel or not? See, this is the demeanor of people that are so narcissistic that they think they can talk about other people and just play it to their own whim. If Jack really thought he was such a great person, he'd be above and beyond all this and putting things into action like he said. But not once has he ever put anything into action except what Paul's told him to, and that was make his own channel. I find that kind of ironic.
I would prefer that you and everyone do that, really, and then my channel didn't even exist. So that kind of shows how, like, my integrity, right? That if I'm really real with myself in the world, the best course of action would be everybody acquire what they admire and co-create on their own, right? But again,
the same principle that he's spoken of many times, and I've reiterated many times. Use this channel as a springboard to go do your own goddamn thing. No, everybody wants to sit there and point fingers and call him an idiot and fraud and narcissistic, controlling freak and this and that. And really, you have no business doing that. You would, in fact, be better off going and doing your own thing. And every last one of you can admit this, but yet here you are still watching these videos. Thank you very much.
would be bad for my pockets and my Patreon and everything else. No one's going to tell you that in the truth movement. That the way out of this is stop fucking watching Paulie and go be whatever you think it is Paulie is that you need to come here.
Oh my. Kind of synchronicity there again. Both mentioning us about why are you watching these videos? Shouldn't you be off doing your own damn thing? See, Paul and I have been thinking quite a bit alike for a long time, folks.
Here and asking me for, right? The same way, if I become aware of Mr. Talcott, if he has something I think I need or can use, I'm going to acquire what I admire and I'm going to go create with that. I'm not going to spend time talking about it with other people who aren't doing that action, right? But again, most folks come here not doing what I'm doing and then telling me how to do it better and be a better version of me when I'm getting all the results and hitting all the goals. So again, I'm just kind of confused at, like, maybe you're not close enough to me on the inside to see and understand. But some folks are, and they get it. And they're like, jaw dropped at how I say, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Because like you said, thoughts, emotions, and actions create our reality. And then I do that. And then it comes into place, right? Everything kind of, and that's true faith. So I don't need anything from anybody at this time. Folks seem to need from me. That's not an egoic statement. That's the dynamic happening here, right? In actuality, just like
you watch Jack's head in this video, and I think this is where they got the concept of doing bobbleheads for everybody. This guy is just funnier as shit.
Everywhere folks find themselves on the channel, they need something from somebody, so they believe. And I'm here to tell you, you need something from you, not me. I'm just showing you what it looks and feels like. Right? So can we go to, because we spent a lot of time with you, Mr. Talcott, I appreciate you. Would you mind if I let you go so I can bring other folks up? Because The back room is cluttered.
Hey, God bless you. Thank you for your attention. And please, I do want to speak offline if there's any way. I've been
I
trying
get
to
that,
figure
Mr.
out how.
Talcott. So
Okay.
you can message me through Facebook because folks contact me all the time.
I didn't look there. I'll check there.
Sure,
All right, brother.
Facebook, Instagram, Telegram. I'm on all that.
I know.
So
I'm not a follower, brother. I'm a leader. That's why I want to connect. God bless. Thanks.
okay.
Peace.
I'm a follower, or I'm not a follower, I'm a leader. A leader by sitting in the chair. Great lead. Great lead.
Absolutely, Mr. Talcott. Your thoughts, gentlemen, and then we're going to wrap up here. We're 20 minutes over the allotted time.
Yeah, Paul, hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you're loud.
I
So anyway, folks, there you have it. Jack was called out for his solutions. We found out what his solution was to help Paul get balance in his life. And that's why he needs somebody's help in exchange. And if you can't give him some kind of help in exchange for what he offers for you and your life as the solution, then by God, you're no good to him. You know, and that's again that thing. You got to bow down to him for him being able to put a balance in your life, Paul. You got to bow down to him because he helped you balance your life. Now, whether there's any evidence of whether you did that or not, I don't know. I don't see it. I thought you were kind of balanced before Jack was involved, and now I think you're maybe a little off balance, if you don't mind my saying so. Just being real. And with that, folks, God bless. Have a good day. Bye now.